Cool. Going live here. If you need to switch off your phone at any point, let me know. We'll give people a little bit of time to jump in. For anybody watching back on YouTube, though, welcome. I've got Yugo Souls with me again here today. So we each compiled a little bit of a list of a card that we wanted to talk about. And just some general things as well for what we should be buying right now and what we should be selling right now. So a little bit different from your normal market watch videos. I'm not a big fan of just like, hey, this card's at this price. It was at this price. Do with that information what you will. Like, it's just so generic, and they just go from card to card to card to card, and then the video's over. So I wanted to actually give a little bit of reasoning and things like that for decisions. So that was what we are going off of. All right. Whoa. Rip. This is your laptop? Dang. All right, so while people are trickling in here, I'm going to kind of go ahead and get started a little bit. Switch over screens. Oh, that's, yeah, brilliant. This is why I never turn my computer off, because so it just does its updates. All right, so we got P-Bandai coming out in just a few weeks. So release date on this is June. It just says June 2024. So at the time of this, it's May 20th. So literally like 2 weeks away. And there's some pretty important cards in here. Cards that were really expensive that have now fallen off a good amount. Some cards still kind of hanging in here for us. So I need to make sure he joins back. All right, he's. Yeah, you sound better too. Less echoey. Yay! All right. So, so this is like 2 weeks out, right? And then our first like big event is June 1st. So in theory, that you won't have these cards available by then. But if you can get away with not having them on that June 1st, then you're going to be in a good position. So, just going to kind of jump in here on some cards. Ukomon. We've got the one from the movie pack, right? It's at 1980 right now, and we're getting a much better alt art. You know how much these P-Bandai cards sell for, right? We've seen the Vmon reaching out for the golden egg, right? $50 card. One point it was like $75, $80. That's a P-Bandai product for you right there. Expect the same on these Ukomons. So if you're sitting on these like nearly $20 cards right now, if you can get away with not using them for a bit, I would go ahead and dump these, right? Like the market price, they're even over market price right now. I feel like, in my opinion, they're worth dumping, right? Especially even if you've got the commons here just to get you by, like sell a playset of these and then use that money to literally buy a playset of these to get you by until this alt art comes out, if you can manage. If not, then you do you, boo-boo. Right on the bat with that, we've got Louis as well, right? So now that we've got multiple Ukomons in the mix, because we've got the BT16 as one as well, this card is starting on the rise right now. But because of that, I also want to point out it's in this set as well. So it's not the memory setter one. It is the one from the movie pack. This is the foil version, of course. So right now is a really good time to sell, in my opinion. So it looks like some other people are already. Yeah, look at this. So, and that's that $6 one is $3 shipping. So relatively, it's more like $9 immediately up to $10 after that. So. Really good time to sell him, I think, right now. Because, yeah, people are going to be wanting these alt arts of these guys. So, yeah, get one of the getting's good. Now, a card that we've already seen the repercussions is this Vmon. And this is kind of my example of why sell the Uko and the Louis now is because this is the Vmon, right? This the promo one from the movie pack. It's really good. Magnamon best deck, right, in the format. Imperial best deck in the format after that, and blah blah blah. Um, he's had a few printings now, right? Every time a little bit higher rarity. Just look at the metrics on this guy, right? He was down and he's almost doubled in price, and now he's starting to fall again. And now he's falling drastically. One, we're getting that's the special edition box set for BT16 that comes with the blue background variant, right? So the border is blue on him. So it's technically a higher rarity version, but this is going to be the highest rarity, right? The one that's going to be in this P-Bandai set. So absolutely use this as your example of what happens to these cards when people are more in tune with the game and market prices. They see what happens and then they start dumping cards fast. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And the same exact thing is going to happen on these Ukos and these Louis, right? This price going up is about to turn into the Vmon shoot back down stage. So that is the cards that I wanted to point out primarily out of this. A lot of these other movie ones aren't really used all that much. The Armadillo and Hawkmon a little bit right now with the BT16, like some of the side decks, maybe not the super meta ones, maybe the Wormmon. I know that I need 2 of them, but it's like a 2 of in my Imperial deck after my Vmons and other stuff, so it's not as important as like these other guys are, right? So just something to keep in mind of out of everything in this that's coming out, these are going to be your hot takes right here, the Louis and the Ukos for sure, and this Vmon as well. So all the ones that currently exist of those cards going to go down. All right, you want to take us anywhere before I jump into my next gathering of cards and reasonings? If not, I can keep going. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I've actually still got it pulled up over here. So what's your reasoning on this? Because this card was at $10. It's now at $3. So. And this is for Beelzemon pure, right? We're not talking Demon Lords, because that's what I thought he was talking about at first when he mentioned this card. It's like, how do you put this in Demon Lords? Oh, you're talking about actually just running Beelzemon again with the new Beelzemon with this Balmon. Got it. Yeah. And yeah, so now seems like a pretty good time to pick this up. I mean, if you're a big Beelzemon player, right, then and you're excited for the new Beelzemon, and you don't have this alt art because this is the winter pack version that I've got pulled up right now, right? Pretty cheap. Like, is that BT10? Oh yeah, that's the structure deck one. Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, yeah, the winter one for BT10. Yeah, pretty cheap. Yeah, and that judge one's fallen down, so not a bad time to pick these guys up. All right, let's see. Let's kind of go right into the Demon Lord stuff. Leviamon, right? Leviamon is in the current meta kind of falling off a little bit, and its prices, people are offloading it. You can just see the current listings versus the market price just right here across the board. It's starting to go down. Looking at the Levia X here, just has steadily fallen off. But this card is used in Demon Lords, so because you need all the different names, right? And that's how the new Demon Lord deck works, right? Gate of Deadly Sins is end of opponent's turn. By deleting this Digimon with 7 or more cards with different names in its Digivolution cards, you may play whatever that the big boss monster from your trash, right, without paying the cost. So people are running the X antibodies in their Demon Lord decks, right? Because it works right off of it. It's a 7 Great Demon Lord, so it fits right in. So the X antibodies kind of doubling up on your names essentially, and you still get just as much value. And then, of course, right off the bat with him, we've got Beelzemon X, who he's already started to go back up, right? People are excited for Beelzemon. People are excited for Demon Lords. This card's really good in those decks. This card's just really good in general, right? You just Digivolve this guy and start trashing security. Like, yeah, 1 Evo cost. Let me trash, 2, 3 security. It's not bad. And yeah, you can just like look at its price. You can see where Demon Lords or Beelzemon was originally good last year, and then it's fallen off, but the price has kind of remained, and people are already going back up with it. I feel like that's kind of a similar thing we can look at with Leviamon here. Leviamon X, the deck was super popular in the meta for a while, and it started to fall off, right? And it's fallen off, and it's kind of plateaued here for a couple weeks, where the Levia deck in the meta is just not doing anything. But when people start to see this more and more used in Demon Lords, it's just going to do the same thing that Beelzemon X did, and it's going to go right back up. Those were my 2 big ones for Demon Lords that I wanted to point out, that are stuff that to kind of keep an eye on. Specifically the Levia X for all you Demon Lords. One sec. They say they cannot hear you. Say something? Oh, yeah. All right. Someone said something. So let's switch this around.
Oh, dang. That's nice, because we talked about a whole card for a minute.
Yeah. All right. Let me know. Can you guys hear him now? Talk.
You can't put me on the spot.
There you go. Put him on the spot. Can you guys hear him now? And,
oh man, Raw Mundo, sick name. My new favorite person.
Okay, so yeah, Balmon. What he was saying was in the Beelzemon deck, right? This is going to be really good. I kind of reiterated what he said a little bit, but yeah, that trash 3 from the top of your deck, it's going to be really good. It's more consistent than the other one, so this is going to kind of, with the new Beelzemon, help bring the original Beelzemon deck up, because it gives you kind of a new finisher, right? Because before you didn't have quite the game-ending play was a little bit more difficult to pull off, but now with the rush, then you're going to be in a lot better position, and this card will be a lot better than it was previously. Like, already a great card, but yeah, and his price is really low, so that was the one that he was talking about. All right, that's all I've got for Demon Lords. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of EX6 stuff. Talked about some stuff that you should be selling right now. Talked about some stuff that you should be buying, particularly for EX6 while the prices are low. Some stuff is already being looked at, like the Beelzemon X here. Some stuff isn't quite being looked at. Some cards that I was looking at. Angelomon. This is the Alt-R starter deck. This was, I believe, a P-Bandai thing. It came with like a mat and Lady Devi as well. And again, P-Bandai stuff, always expensive. But look at this. It's just kind of falling and falling and falling. If you're going to be a Maste player, this is a great one. One, it's a 6 play cost, 6,000 DP, level 5. You already know Flame Hell Scythe, Mastemon, those cards go hand in hand. This is perfect for the deck. This is going to help you with your aggro a little bit. It gives you your security attack +1, right? So, because Mastemon's always been kind of slow, and the price on it has just been kind of going down and down. So, not a bad one to pick up for that before it starts to climb back up. I don't think a lot of people are looking at Maste right now. Like, I don't know. It's got the potential to do well. It's got tops in JP's format. For those that rely on that sort of insight, it can perform well. The new Blast DNA effect is insane. In case you guys aren't aware of how crazy it is, you don't need both level 5s on field to Blast DNA. Blast DNA only requires a single level 5, and the other card can be in your hand. The level 6 and the other level 5. And so then you can, overlay them to go into your Blast Evo. And Maste in EX6 is really, really strong. So be looking for cards to pick up for that. Now, a card going right off this Angelomon, this Angelomon Ace, regular super rare, crazy price right now. Look at how much this thing just keeps going up and up and up. This is more of a, I'm just kind of curious. Will this card stay at this price? I feel like it's not, right? If we're looking at Angels, Vaccine Angels, the Vaccine deck in general turns into Vaccine Armors for the most part. If you do stick with the Vaccine deck, right, there's so much new support that's coming out that kind of changes it. We've already got the new Magna that's in BT16 here, right? It's not as great, of course, but it was something I was kind of curious about if this card's going to stay here. I don't even think SetCon is going to stick around, right? Because there's just too much cards that SetCon can't interact with anymore, and I feel like, this being played is going to be played less and less moving forward. I feel like that's just a thought I've got, right, of this one. And if that's the case, I feel like I want to literally pull these out of my keep box and sell these at this price, and I'll just pick them up later when they're like, $7-8. I don't know. What do you think about Angelomon Ace?
Oh, I think the price is ridiculous.
Oh, I mean, hands down, for an SR, the price is insane. But do you think it's going to be like start being played less and less now that we've moved into BT16 and literally EX6 is right around the corner as well? Or do you think it's going to stick around?
I think it's going to stick around for the first 2 weeks of this format right now, or the format we're going into, 16. Just because you're removing a card, so you're triggering Magnus effect. I think it's going to come back around Maste when you can drop, or when you need to drop stuff cheap to DNA sometimes. I think it's just going to come back for the cheap drop.
Yeah, I'm not convinced because of the new Blast DNA. You only need the one stack now, so you don't even need to worry about a cheap secondary drop anymore, just because of how easy it is.
But the Blast DNA is also when your opponent attacks.
For sure.
So, I mean, it can matter sometimes. And, I mean, how often in the game does a level 5 stay on board?
Yeah, I don't know if... it's not going to be played in the quantities, I don't think. Like, you could run it, let's go 1 or 2 of in your Mastes if you want. And the issue of Maste is there's so many of these Angelomons, right? I'll just back it up before I clicked on it, right? I was just looking to see all the different targets, right? We've got the BT11, the alt art for that, right? We got the Angelomon Ace that we can use. We've got the Security Attack +1 that I already talked about from Starter Deck 10. Like, those 3 are already good ones, as well as all the new ones that we're getting in EX6, right? We're getting a whole new line. Let me pull it up. Where's she at? She's yellow, I assume, right? So yeah, we get a new one here. She gives you Alliance for the deck. So she has a when Digivolving and an on play, and she can Evo on top of yellow or purple. No like name restriction, just anything. So she's really generic. So like when you're building Maste in that set, like picking which Angelomons you're gonna be using is gonna be kind of difficult, I think, because there's just so many good ones. So as far as Maste, I don't know. You might use her as a 1 or 2 of potentially, but what other decks are going to be running her that's going to be sticking around? I don't know.
Yeah, the only other one I can think of is Vaccine Angels.
And
even then.
that deck's really dying off like quickly. I feel like it's still doing well. Don't get me wrong; it's still doing great. But I think its popularity is starting to go down, and the less it's played, the less this card is needed to be used by players. So I feel like people are going to start offloading these Angelmon Aces, and when they stop playing those decks that are popular, and then move on to the next popular thing, then the market will get flooded again, and this price will crash. Just
What?
my 2 cents.
That doesn't sound like hard game players at all.
Going right into this though, Gatomon, right? We had the official tournament pack alt art one. This price is stupid low right now, $1.87, like crazy low. And it not too long ago was a decent price, doubled it. So yeah, you can kind of see where the announcement. I was looking at this. The moment that we got all the announcements for EX6, a lot of the cards on today's list, they were at this, whatever this point was, and then they all had this immediate spike where they got bought out, and then all the product got offloaded, and they went back down to a normal price, and then now it's starting to fall off even more. And yeah, if you don't have this, I mean, it's super cheap, very affordable. I mean, I was able to get these, by the dozens when it was around, but it's a good one to pick up, just in general. Like, you might think, okay, it doubles in price, it's worth $2 more. Cool. Like, I'm not worried about it. If I need to pick this up at $4 versus $2, not a big deal, right? But then you think about McDonald's, right? McDonald's cheeseburgers went from $1 to like $3. Sure, it went up by $2, like whatever. That's a 300% increase on price, right? Think about this in massive quantities. If I spend, $1,000 on these Gatomons, buy the market out, and the price, quadruples, then I now sell them all, and I now make $4,000. So I'm just saying, yeah, the price might only go up by $2, but when it's only a $2 card, there's something to be said about that. I think that's all oh no, we've got the Mirai also. I don't think this card's ever fallen off.
Oh no.
It's had these wild ups and downs. And again, look, you can see when all the stuff got announced, it shot up and then it dropped, and then now it's kind of sitting at this level here. I don't think this card's going to go up or down, really. I think it's going to just kind of sit here at this. And then the alt art's always been expensive. It's got waifu tax on it. Like, this card's not going to go down if you're expecting it to go down. You've missed the buck on when it was at its cheapest. Yeah, probably that 41 was going to be your best bet. And but even now, it's only gone up a little bit. This card's only going to go up more. Like, if you're going to be playing Maste and you're waiting for this card to drop, it's not going to happen. It's only going to go up. So just
I just want to place that for art.
It's so good. Like, I don't remember, 1 or 2 that I ended up selling. So, and yeah,
it's got the best waifu on it, Digimon.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic alt art for sure. So if you don't have it and you really want it, you better act now or just forget about it.
Yeah, that deck topped it all. It's going up.
Yeah. I mean, the deck is already going to perform decently well. Oh, that's not good. My 3D print was just canceled. But yeah, so as soon as Maste does well, it's already a waifu deck, so it's going to be played. And the second it does well, this price is going to shoot to the moon. It's a waifu card. It's a alt art, yeah, from a decently older set. All right, what do you got for us?
Oh man, let's go. I had the set pulled up. Where did I have the set pulled up at?
Hey Vegeta, thanks. I appreciate you stopping in on the stream and saying hi. Always good. Have the support.
Ragnar Lord Structure Deck. That's what I wanted to look up.
Ragnar Lord Structure Deck.
Yep.
I'm also going to pull it up on .dev.
Yeah, it's probably easier. But I was just going to talk about the whole structure deck.
Okay. What you got?
So, oh, I forget the stream's behind. I'm like watching the stream.
It's there, don't worry.
Okay, so basically the big thing is a bunch. This is Jesmo.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed that's the only one we're talking about. All right.
Jesmo got support I wasn't aware about?
Always. All right, Ragnar, what you got?
Ragna. Big thing about most cards in this deck is a lot of people didn't pick them up. People sold them off for cheap, and I saw back in the day people were grabbing them up to sell the Floodgate Rookie. So the big thing about these is your two megas in this deck are really good. You have the two base building lines, and I think one of the best Digi eggs for the deck. So the big thing about the old structure deck, sometimes the cards have a chance to go up or down. So basically, if you see any of these and you're playing Ragna, I say pick up a structure deck, at least one. For the simple fact of, I wanted to say the training cards in there, the Legend Arm training card. Yeah.
So when you mean it goes up or down, do you mean the price?
So yeah, price wise, because people are either, if they're holding on to them, they'll end up selling them if the deck starts doing well. And of course, for hardcore Ragna fans, you probably already have your stuff. But for the new people who's gonna try the new Blast DNA deck, I mean, for $12, it's not bad at all.
What is this? Is this both of them? Yeah, it's a set of two. That's a crazy, like, so it's 12, and it's not 24 for the two of them. Are the Jesmons all gone? I think that's
Probably.
Ragnalord, yeah. How much is the Jesmon one by itself? I'm just curious now that we're here.
Yeah, I know people were picking up the structure decks at their shop and then trying to sell them.
$20 for just a Jesmon starter. So yeah, look what happened to the Jesmon starter, because Jesmon got all that support, right? It's gotten support multiple times now. That Ragnalord getting some really cool support as well. Why did it do that? That's so dumb.
I mean, I think it's just because, like, as soon as stuff gets announced for play, everybody picks the cards up like crazy.
Yeah, but the Ragnalord deck hasn't got picked up at all. Like, the individual cards, not even that expensive. So $12 for the whole starter deck. Even if you're reselling individual stuff like the Chikurimon, everything else is pretty cheap. So
Yeah, I think those dropped because those were like $6 at one point.
What we also had memory boost cards in these, right?
Yeah, it was the Legend Arm Alliance. Or no, I know what you're talking about now. It wasn't those. It was like the Davis, Ken, Matt, Davis.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I remember there was some sort of promo. Yeah, it was the Tamers.
Yeah, I just know some Legend Arm or some people were talking about picking that deck up.
Gotcha. All right, let's see. That's all hybrid stuff that I have left to talk about. Do you have anything else?
Not that I can think of offhand.
All right, I'll go ahead and jump into what I've got then. Yeah, so we're getting more support, right, for hybrids. We already know what's coming. I'll jump over to .dev. But let's see, just in BT 17, yeah. So we get a new ancient line, right, and we get for the two main guys, the blue and red, we get more support. We get like blue and yellow Lobomon here, and then we get the red and purple Agunimon, right? And then today they started showing off, today or last night they started showing off BT 18, and it's a more hybrids. It's like a full frontier set, right? And we haven't seen any announcements yet for the other characters, but just because we know what happens when we get support announced for these kind of decks, the prices always go up. We've got more yellow, blue. We get the Magna, right? The Magna Garurumon. We get the new Emperor Greymon, you know, because we needed a yet another Emperor Greymon. But yeah, that's whatever. Beowulf. Beowulf is at like an all-time low right now. I've been wanting to pick these guys up. The last time I was looking, they were 16. They're at 9 right now for the foil pre-release. This is absurd. Like how cheap this card is. If I still had all my alt arts of like my hybrid stuff, because I ended up having to sell like my whole collection. It sucks. Moving on. This guy's best friend bought it, so it's whatever. I had to look at it every Friday. It's fine. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, if I still had those cards, I would 100% pick up my playset of these. This is absurd that this card's $9, and we're getting more support coming out. A one Evo cost level 5 is already nuts. This card being able to bounce stuff to hand, even more nuts. Definitely a good one to pick up. Also, the new Emperor Greymon that we got says it can Digivolve on top of Takuya, while Takuya has 5 sources underneath it. I'm sure the new Takuya will work with it as well, but of course, we have the original BT7 one that's definitely worth picking up. This is just the box topper. The box topper is only sitting at about $6. Not a big deal. It has gone up a little bit. Red Hybrid, of course, doing very well in the format. But look, people have already kind of offloaded a bunch of their Red Hybrid stuff, thinking that Red Hybrid's being pushed out, which it is, right? If you watch all the YouTubers, those stupid YouTubers and all their stupid YouTube videos and their tier lists, they have dropped Red Hybrid like several ranks, and people are selling off their stuff. However, literally the next 2 BT sets, the next full sets, we're getting more Red Hybrid support in some form or fashion. So these cards are going to go right back up to where they were. How do I like the stream on new layout? I have no idea.
There's a new layout.
I was not aware.
It's the same for me.
No. Not sure. I know you can go back later on and like it when the stream finishes. But yeah, so this one's going to be a good one to pick up because you need the 5 sources. This Takuya adds the 5 sources from trash, right? Always been a really solid one to pick up. Now, where did that go? Oh yeah, I just remember having this also pulled up. Next Adventure in general, but you have your super expensive one. For you people out there still wanting this card's still crazy expensive. But if you want like a budget, but you still want to show support and get some really cool high rarity versions, then definitely pick up the box toppers. Right, they're pretty affordable, I would say. And this card will just go right back up to where it's been.
Another big thing about this deck is, by the way it's looking, it looks like it might just become a multicolor deck.
Yeah.
And I know they said the Susanomon's going to be an ace, and I don't remember if they said Blast Evo ace or just normal ace.
I mean, aren't all aces Blast Evo? You mean Blast DNA?
Blast DNA.
Yeah. I don't know how it would be. It could be a new blast mechanic that lets you take stuff from trash or whatever, or from hand, like a Susano effect where you combine all the different colors, right? It could still be something like that. But I'm just going off of the new Emperor, right? It's talking about how you can Evo on top of a Takuya with 5 sources. So just with that knowledge, this would be a good one to pick up. Also, since we're talking about the new Magna Garurumon that just got announced, some cards that are already starting to get touched. Look, market price of the Koji was dropping, and it's already getting bought out. The box topper one as well, starting to get bought up just off of the first day's announcements. Now you can kind of play with this a little bit. We talked about, let's see, where was a good example? I think the Gatomon, right? You saw the example. The first couple, like the first week after the announcement of, hey, we're getting support for this deck, right? You want to go buy out all the cards. And then the hype died down and the prices fell. If you want to play that game and you want to try to wait for these guys to get bought out and then fall back down, you can do that. Or you can try to jump on it now before too many more. Like literally we're day 1 in the announcements for BT18. So those were some good ones. As well as Event Pack 3. This has a lot of the up rarities of a lot of these cards. Now some of them, because you got the 2 level 4s, right? You've got the base version that just evos on top of a hybrid, right? Or on top of a tamer, up rarity versions. But then we also had the P-Bandai set. However, the secondary ones that have the 2 evo costs, the only high rarity versions we have is the Event Pack 3. That's why these guys are triple the price of the other ones. So, kind of do what you will with those. I don't think there's really much else of those. There's just the 4. Is it the 4? the Zephyr, which also did have a like anniversary, like a third year or second year anniversary. I think it was third year. Uh, but then the Kaiser, the Korikaku, and the Metal Kabu, like the event pack versions of them, are going to be your high rarity. So if you're super into hybrid decks and you want to play one of these three, these might be good ones to pick up for you. Okay, especially because if they're any sort of name reliant, then these are going to be really good ones. Now, as far as we're talking about the box toppers, might want to stay away from the Zoe box topper. Probably not going to be worth it. There is going to be a P-Bandai version of it. I think the pre-order has closed on them, unfortunately. They don't come out till October, but that's fine because we're not going to get BT18 support for ages anyways. So the Zoe here will be the high rarity for that for Yellow Hybrid. I was looking also Jet Selfies. Ooh, Jet Selfies pre-release have already tripled in price. Everyone wants those foil upgrades for the Jet Selfie. It might be a one of, but you know what? It's like one of the best one ofs in yellow. So those were some really, really good ones. And then I've got Next Adventure pulled up, and there was some additional stuff I wanted to kind of talk about. I meant to talk about Lucy. Lucy didn't end up on my list. I was researching it earlier. The alt art right now sitting at this fair price. It's gone down. It's continued to go down. It's also used in Great Demon Lords. It's really powerful. On play you get a Papa Tamer or a level 6 or lower Digimon. Like, it's a really strong card, especially if you're playing it for super cheap or free. And we get the other Lucymon support as well coming out. So these prices are actually pretty crazy low. Like, I'm surprised we haven't seen Lucymon go up. But if you're able to pick up some Next Adventure, like if you're a gambling person and you want to pick up boxes for super cheap, like, I don't know, $34, $38, look at this, the buyouts of these. Like, they're not gone up much, but for a box to be less than $40 and has some of the most sought after alt arts in the game right now, like the X antibody stuff, all the hybrid support that's in here. We get all these alt arts that are going to be used. There's a Magna Gurumon. Look, Magna Gurumon's already gone up like $4. There's the Jet Sylphia I was looking at. Yeah, $18 right now. So pretty crazy. All these cards, and maybe not the Susano, but a lot of these cards, these alt arts, are starting to get bought out because we've got announcements of new support coming out, right? Especially the blue hybrid stuff hasn't really gotten touched much yet. Or we're getting waves and waves of support coming. So I don't know. I kind of want to put my own hand in the cookie jar on this one and buy some boxes of Next Adventure and give it a shot. Because if you can pick them up for that cheap, that just seems absolutely insane to me. Because this is basically, we're getting Next Adventure 2.0 with BT18, and so if we can use any of these alt arts in that, and we can buy them for $35, that seems pretty good to me. And I think that's all I've got. Do you got anything else to add?
I had one card I wanted you to look at.
What's that?
So far that I can think of. Hina.
Oh yeah.
We haven't got another Hina announced.
Right. But we've got all of her like the dragons and stuff. And people are like, where's the Hina announcement? And they're already moved on to BT18 announcements and no Hina announcement.
Oh, we're doing alt arts. We got a magazine leak for the 18 stuff.
Yeah.
I thought Hina would be jumping up a bit more than what it was.
I mean, it almost tripled in price. It went from $9 to $25. It has settled back down. Like, you can see where we started getting those announcements for all of her dragon stuff. Let me jump over here. It's in EX7, right? Yeah. So we just got like the alt arts for the volcanic and the metallic. Yeah, we got those announced. But yeah, no Hina to support them. So it's kind of weird.
Well, I think we're still missing some cards from this set too, because I think on the live stream they were showing off the Impmon Wargrell, which I thought was going to be in the set. Hold on, let me send you the picture of that. I have that pulled up.
Oh yeah, I remember when they were talking about the the Impmon's here, but where's the Growlmon stuff?
Because I was also thinking we never got the level 4 for the decks. or the puppet deck and the. Oh, we did. We did get those. Never mind. Where did that go?
Yeah, Ideal. Combining of 18, 19, and 20 is going to be very interesting. So we know we'll get all of 18 in theory all at once. From what they've said, it's going to be 18 and 19 combined, and then 19 and 20. So hopefully it's not an issue of like BT 1 and 2 and 3. If for those of you guys that were around for that, that was kind of booty because like they really threw random stuff in with random stuff and it was kind of awkward. The one that still never made sense to me was Shine Greymon was on the packs for BT1 and or for set 1.0, right? But we didn't actually get it released until 1.5. Like why put it on the set on the pack and not give it to us? I did not understand that one at all. But yeah, the combining of the sets is going to be weird, but at least we know that we'll get all of 18 at once from what they've said, what they've told us, that we'll get all of 18 at once and then some of 19.
My biggest concern with it is that we're going to get like, yeah, here's this card and that card, but like, the mega for the deck that you need, it's going to be in the second half of the other box.
Yeah, I think 19 is going to be the one that's going to be jacked up. That's the one I'm worried about the most. I feel like we're going to get all of 18, so we'll be fine on like all of our frontier stuff, and picking up next adventure cards and alt arts that we have now. But when they start doing 19 announcements, that's when I'm going to be super hesitant on like, well, we don't know if we're going to get 19, any of these, what 19 cards we're going to get in our 18, and what 19 cards we're going to get in our 20 set. So
I found that card I was looking for.
what was it?
Because they showed it off, but they didn't show us the text, but they were showing it off on the live stream for revealing the last few cards, or like the last secret for that set. I sent it to you, but it's sending slow. Because I really don't think we got all of this next set
revealed. I know people in the Facebook groups have been like, hey, it's like 2 cards I think that are missing. They're like, we have no information on them, but we've got all of the secrets, right? We got the BL Star and then the option card. People were thinking that the Hina was going to be the second secret rare, and she is in fact not. Like
and then
we go from 65 to 66. I don't know though. There's no slot for a white tamer, unless they make her, something else like red or what.
Yeah, she could always be red, black,
or blue. Because the metallic is black, yeah, and then the volcanic is red. So she could be either of those as well, not just white like the first one was.
Yeah. Okay. So we're missing out of everything.
61.
Because I got the set number stuff pulled up.
Yeah, we're missing 62. So we got 61 and 62 announced.
And then 55. If we're missing 55, we're
3.
missing 57. And then we're missing 74, which I think, check the option number real quick.
74 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes from 72, 73. And then 74 is the Vortex Resonance. That's the secret rare. That's why it's not in the section with our other option cards.
Yeah, so... Yeah, by the looks of it, looks like we're missing 62, 55, and 57, which somebody's got it pulled up as being that new imp line. But we can take that with a grain of salt, because that's also people's speculation thing.
It goes from 61 to 63 to 64. Yeah, so we're missing realistically a red tamer then. Okay, I guess it could be blue, right? Red or blue could go before the yellow. It'll probably be red though.
Yeah, it's probably going to be red, black, and then... I just wonder if they ran out of time on the live stream.
I don't know. I can't believe we've had they're already jumping to BT18 reveals and we haven't even finished.
We gotta rush everything. I was really scared when you were gonna pull up Messenger that you were gonna dox me, and I'm like, please don't.
No, I was just looking to see what all was here.
I just got a new Wi-Fi. Don't ruin it.
But yeah, that's all I've got for you guys. So if anyone's got any questions on, what cards they think might do something, or they're curious of our opinions of any cards, let us know before we close out here at the end. But yeah, I think we conveyed our at least I know I did my opinions on what cards are going to go up and why they're going to go up and which cards are going to crash. Like Vmon is our prime example here for those that weren't here in the beginning. Like this card shot up, and then all the announcements after announcements of and realizations of, oh, those alt arts are going to be out way sooner than we thought for this guy, and then the card has crashed, right? So the same thing's going to happen to the Louis and the Ukomon that's out right now, because we're going to just release date is June, so 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from last Friday or last Saturday is June. So it's going to be here before we know it. We're just going to be one event without it, and that's it. That's my I'm just going to throw this at the wall and pray it sticks. Is we're only going to miss one event with these cards, and then we'll have it afterwards. So these prices are going to definitely drop. Adil says for the Ragna, yeah, we just need the top end of the deck out of the core, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gone now, but
My thing is, I feel like even if you pick up a structure deck, if you want to change some as a personal tech, it's still, you still have the full rights to do it.
it's $12. I mean, it's not terrible for a deck, but also like if you just need the top end like was like less than $1 each. So
Yeah. How much is the Davis in that?
that's a good question, because that is the max rarity, right? Oh my god. $7.75 for the Davis out of that out of the starter deck. It says Jesmon. Is he just in the Jesmon?
I thought he was in both.
I thought you got a full set in both.
We'll find out tomorrow. I'll go buy a deck. We'll open it up live on stream for like 5 minutes.
Because if he is in the Ragna one, then yeah, you buy this, resell this for $7-8, and then you paid $4 for your starter deck. That's
So we get a full set in both.
I thought so.
So I mean,
yeah,
you make half your money back just with being like, oh, here's the Davis, sell the Davis.
Yeah, and the Davis is fire too. Like, part of me was like, well, do I keep the original Davis in here because he's the air quotes higher rarity, because he's hard as crap to get now because he came out in pack 1.5, and we know how much all those OG memory setters cost. This one's technically an alt art, and it does look way better, don't get me wrong, but if you really want to nickel and dime someone on which one's the higher rarity, I could definitely see an argument for the OG one.
The deck that gave you the Mim boost, Raw Mundo, still sick name, is the All Force and Gallantmon one.
Yeah.
I picked those up early because I found them at a convention, and then everyone's like, we're not getting our product in, they're not legal. And I cried.
Man, takes me back just clicking on them and looking at the cards in them.
Look, it was the Geo and the Growl that was still used.
Oh, they're all good cards. What are you talking about? They've never made a bad card. Never a bad card in any starter deck.
Looks at half of the War Gray of the old stuff. Looks at the original, you were saying.
Hey, at the time, these are great. Like, level 6 Turbo, Phoenix, and Plessy. Like, Turbo into Omnimon. Like, you had to have all these vanillas. Greymon, still crazy expensive card. Well, not crazy expensive, but still used. Like, I literally just ran this as a 4-of in my Greymon deck last weekend at the Ulti Cup, so.
Yeah, you never told me where you finished on that.
It was like 80th? Something like that. 85th.
So you got the Aguni?
Yeah, I got the Aguni. It
Okay,
still bummed me out, though. It's like, I went like I was doing really well up until the very end. And I lost the last 2 rounds, and I was like, "No, are you kidding me?" I was like right there at the finish line for making big bucks and fumbled.
Yeah, I was like, I never asked you either because I think I left the stream. I was like, yeah, I'm out. We're gonna go down the Dallas area, go try to find some boxes, and we found nothing. And then we found a pre-release kit.
Oh boy,
You know.
woo.
Oh. And then we picked up a case of cross encounters, which we didn't pull the alpha. So sad boy.
You should have bought Next Adventure instead, apparently.
Yeah, but Next Avenger doesn't have a chase card. Though we did find a place that had BT6 boxes.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, like, oh, the Doru all parts are 45s now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Right.
Security attack +1 Greymon in Ragna with security attack +1 tie. Nice. Do want to just
Big
look.
number.
He's in. Is he in EX6? Yeah, he is. This is the new ace. So yeah, we got
Yeah,
the crazy good blast DNA, which is really good. You only need to have the 1 stack because that's one of the worst parts about the old Ragna. Is like, you want me to DNA with 2 megas? How am I supposed to get these guys? Like, how am I supposed to do this without just giving my opponent bajillion memory?
I like how they did it in Apollo. Or not Apollo. Yeah, it's Apollo, but the Grace Nova deck.
Oh look, he's got the super protection that like Magna has.
Oh, because more decks need that.
But it's only for until the end of your opponent's turn. So, but it also trashed the top part of your opponent's security. If DNA Digivolving, de-Digivolve 1 all of your opponent's Digimon and delete 1 of their Digimon. That's a pretty good, pretty gnarly blast Evo effect right there, for sure.
Death X would like a word.
I don't know. You can't play Death X on your opponent's turn while their stupid Magna X is trying to swing into your security and get impervious.
I mean, yeah, but that's just a cry moment.
Yeah, this Ragna's like, I got this. Snaps knuckles, cracks knuckles. A lot of, I mean, to be fair though, a lot of ace cards really hammer Magna, so I'm all about it.
Looks over at Crimson mode.
Crimson mode's gonna be crazy. Crimson mode's gonna get himself banned.
No, don't let Gallant have like.
You can't even limit him to 1. Like, at most people are gonna be playing this at a 2 of, so you can't even limit this to a 1 of. It's still gonna be way too good. Yeah, no,
I'm upset too that it was a SR, not a secret, because I'm like, it's gonna be so easy for people to get their hands on.
Oh yeah. This is the card that's gonna win you pre-releases. All right, who pulled the Crimson mode? Crap.
Crap. Okay. Immediately start game. Crimson mode. Scoop.
Yep. I don't know if there's a way to out it built into this set. I don't see any big cost options. Yeah, it's like, oh, you got into Crimson mode? Yeah, that's just game. I can't clear that. He's 15k. Okay, well we got a Shine Gray Burst mode. He's 15k. Armageddon one. That's a joke.
Because if you get one of the secrets, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, this sucks. Because if you get the
I don't know. There is Imperial Dramont Paladin mode also.
yeah, if you get the Fenrir Luga Kazuchi mode as your as a secret in your pre, just that's a scoop moment. Because he's kind of useless.
Yeah, you can't even. Yeah, he has no blast DNA. Like, getting him out is gonna be pretty cringe. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I know people have already started to drop out, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Got some good information on what to do. Feel free to go back and watch it. Always helps out the channel. Make sure you like it. Literally, the only thing YouTube cares about is liking of videos, so it helps me out just to go in and like this after it's done. Yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks, Raw Moon. We'll catch y'all next week. I'll probably put out a poll for what we'll talk about next week. It'll be after the release. I don't know if we're going to do another like follow up to this immediately after or not, but we'll figure something out, and I'll throw up a poll for you guys later.